Hi everybody, and welcome to learning how to draw buildings in one-point perspective. So we're going to start off just like we did with the boxes, and you're going to start off by drawing a horizon line across the page. And then what you're going to do is you're going to draw that same vanishing point that you started with when we recorded the boxes. After you have the vanishing point, you can start with a rectangle here. You're going to start with a rectangle that looks like a building all the way on the left side of the page. Make sure that your ruler is straight. So I just started with a line and I didn't go all the way down or all the way up. Okay, I'm just going to close my rectangle on the top. And that's how you start off. So you're just going to start with a horizon line, a vanishing point, and then a rectangle that goes over the horizon line. Next, you're going to connect your corners here to the vanishing point to make sure that this rectangle is in one-point perspective. So to do that, you're going to take your ruler and you're going to match it to the corner of the building here, and then make sure that the ruler is touching the vanishing point. If it's not touching the vanishing point right here, then it won't be in one-point perspective. So make sure it's not over here or over here. Make sure it crosses the vanishing point. Then you're going to draw lightly from the corner of your shape to the vanishing point. A light line, because remember, we're going to have to do some erasing, just like we did with the boxes. Now I'm matching the bottom corner, making sure that the end of the ruler is crossing the vanishing point, and I'm going to draw another light line. All right, so now I have my shape. Then they're both touching the vanishing points. Now I just need to close my shape and make it into a building. So in order to do that, I'm going to take my ruler and I'm going to lean it against the side of my shape, just like we did with the boxes. And then bring it out and make sure that my ruler is straight. So it's not going like that, it's not going like this, it stays straight and parallel to the side of the rectangle. So a common mistake is that people will make their ruler, as they're dragging it out, it's slanted a certain way, and then their lines will be crooked. Make sure it's straight and parallel. All right, so we have our first building. Now we're going just to erase the extra lines that we used. We don't need them. All right, now we're going to do our next building, and in atmospheric perspective, as you go towards the vanishing point, everything should get a little bit smaller looking. So for our next building, we're gonna start off with the shape again. So this whole shape here we'll view as shape 1, and then this is step 2. So we're gonna do step 1 again, but we're gonna make it a little smaller. So I'm gonna make my rectangle right here. It's a little shorter, and start a little higher this time. Okay. And I'm gonna adjust a little bit. Okay, so I got my rectangle, that's step 1. Now step 2 is I need to match my corners to my vanishing point. So I'm going to take my ruler, go to the corner, make sure it's touching the corner and the point, and I'm going to draw a light line. Corner and point, light line. All right, now we're missing one step, so we have to close this shape. And make the side of the building, just like that building had a side. So to do that, again, we're gonna take our ruler and we're gonna go to the side of the building, bring it out a little bit because we wanna have enough room for maybe one more building here. And make sure our ruler is straight and not lopsided and parallel. And then we're going to draw our line here. Okay. All right, so now you can erase the excess lines that you don't need. Now we could probably fit maybe one or two here. So again, as it gets closer to the vanishing point, it's gonna get really small looking. So the next building will be even smaller than this building. So we're going to start by drawing the top of our rectangle. So that was step 2. We're back to step 1. And it's gonna get thinner too, so you don't wanna make it as wide. Okay, step 1 is done. Now step 2. We're gonna take our ruler, match it to the corner of the building. It still needs to touch that vanishing point even though we're in a small space here. And draw our converging lines here. All right. Now we gotta finish step 2 and draw the side of this building. So I'm gonna take my ruler from the side of the rectangle. I'm gonna slide it out. Make sure the ruler's straight. And connect the 2 converging lines. Now you can erase the excess. And I probably could fit one more building right here. So I'm gonna do that. So that was step 2. Now I'm gonna make a real small building here. So again, step 1 will start even shorter than this building. So I'm just gonna draw a little line here. It's gotta be small. And it's gonna start higher up here. Maybe a little longer. Okay, that's step 1. Step 2, we're gonna match the corners to the point. And then we gotta finish step 2. So we're gonna match the ruler to the side of our rectangle, drag it out. Match the converging lines in between, and that's step 2. All right, so then we have a bunch of buildings on our left side that are in 1-point perspective. Now you're gonna do the same exact thing with the right side. So for the right side, you're gonna start with a rectangle. And it doesn't have to be the same exact height as the left side. I just want to see that you understand how to do this. So I'm drawing my rectangle. Okay, I got my rectangle. Then the same thing, only you're gonna match the left corners to the vanishing point and not the right corners, because we're on the right side now. So you're gonna take the top left corner and align it with your ruler, align it to the vanishing point. Draw a very light line. Okay, and that was step 1. We just started step 2, and now we gotta finish step 2. So to finish step 2, you're gonna take your ruler to the side of your rectangle. You're gonna slide it out so it's straight, not like that, not like that. So it's straight and parallel. Bring it out, make sure it looks straight, your ruler, and then you're gonna draw a line in between your two converging lines. Okay, that was step 2. All right, now we're gonna draw another building. So first we'll erase these extra lines, we don't need them anymore, and make sure that you draw lightly with those converging lines. Step 1 again, and remember, it's gotta be a shorter building, so we're gonna start lower on the top. And we're gonna start a rectangle. And we're gonna start higher on the bottom. Okay, we got our rectangle. And our rectangle always has flat top, flat bottom here. Now the second part, we're gonna match our corners to our vanishing point and make converging lines. And this is part of step 2. Draw lightly for this part. I have to draw a little darker so you could see it, but you should draw lightly. Okay, we gotta finish step 2. So we match our ruler to the side of the building. We drag it out. Make sure our ruler is straight and not crooked. And we're going to connect our two converging lines. Okay, that was step 2. Erase the extra converging lines that we don't need, that are not a part of our building. Now we're gonna draw another one. Now it's gonna be lower again than the last building we drew. So you're gonna start with a flat top, flat bottom, that's a little bit higher than the last building we made. We're gonna draw a rectangle and close the gap here. All right, and then we're going to do, that was step 1, step 2. And when you're drawing this, you don't have to draw the 1 or the 2. You can though if it helps you. But just draw it really lightly because we are going to turn this into a full drawing with patterns and everything else. Notice how my ruler is always crossing that point. Match the corner. It has to touch the point. Otherwise, it's not a one-point perspective. Then I take my ruler, I slide it out from the side of my building. Make sure my ruler is straight and connect the two converging lines. We definitely could fit one more building here, maybe 2, let's see. Start with the top part, bottom part. Those 2. Now we're doing 1 again. Okay, we're going to match our corners to our vanishing point. Make sure it's touching the corner and the point. Make sure it's touching the corner and the point. Okay, And now we're gonna close our building. So that was step one. We're gonna take our ruler to the side of the building, slide it out, make sure our ruler's straight. And there you go. Erase the excess. And I just want to show you how to do a very narrow one here. If you wanted to fit one here, you could still do it. If you draw the first step really, really small. So if you were to do step one again, and then draw the second line at the bottom a little higher. Okay, that's step one. It's really small. And then the corner here, you'd match it to the ruler and to the point. You bring out your line to the vanishing point. Okay, and then you're going to slide your ruler from the side outwards. And there you go, you have your building. Erase the excess lines that fit in the back here. And you notice all the buildings look like they are going down this narrow road in atmospheric perspective. Things get bigger and then they get smaller as they converge towards the vanishing point. Now I just want to show you real quick, and this will make it look a lot more complex. I'll just show you one or two of these. So there's a way here. There's a way here to draw buildings that are behind the other buildings. Let's do that, and I'll practice on the left side first and then show you one on the right side. You would do the same exact thing, but you're not gonna see the other side of the building because it's blocking. So you'll start off with a rectangle. You'll draw the top part of the rectangle. And then you'll draw the line coming down, but you're obviously not going to go all the way down with the line because there's buildings in front of this. So you'll just start off with a rectangle for step one. And now it looks like it's behind the other buildings. And then you'll connect just the top corner because we obviously don't see the bottom corner of this building because it's blocked by this building. So we'll just match that top corner to the point. We'll draw it very lightly because we're going to have to erase. And then all you do to close it is take your ruler again to the side of the building, drag it out as far as you want the building to be, maybe about here. And you're gonna make sure it's parallel. It should be going in the same formation as the side of the building. It shouldn't be crooked. That's the biggest part. Okay, and then I'm just gonna close my line here. All right, and I have a building now that's in the back here. And then you could go ahead and make this darker to just bring it out a little bit more. Okay, so now I have a building in the back, and if you wanted to do more of those, you could just do the same thing. Step one, step two, back here. Now to do one on the right side, again, start off with a rectangle. Remember, you're not going to see the bottom part of the rectangle because the buildings in the forefront are blocking it, but it could be however wide or thin you want it to be. I'm not going to draw the bottom of it, just the top part. That was step one, already done. Step two, match the left corner to the vanishing point. And then you're gonna draw a line very lightly. And then you're going to close it. So take your ruler from the side, drag it out, make sure your ruler's straight. Maybe I want this building to be a little longer, that's cool. Step two, done. Now just erase your excess lines. And again, you can keep on adding more and more buildings here, even over here, as many as you want to get this going. And the last step, and you could actually do this first too, before everything else, is you're just gonna draw a road. So you're gonna take your ruler from the point, and you're gonna make sure that it's slanted. This part you are gonna want it slanted, just as it's kind of forming this formation of the slanted road here. You're gonna like kind of make like a pizza almost. So the corner is the tip is the point of the vanishing point, and then it's going to get wider towards you. Okay, and that could be my road here. All right, so yeah, you could do as many of the buildings behind as you want, but that's the first step. So this is the first step of what's due this week. Thanks so much, guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.